happy to be back. Happy Friday. How is everyone? I know it's nice and hot outside. Actually, I have actually not been outside today, but I've heard everyone talk about like how hot it is. Clearly, I don't know anything about the weather because I'm wearing a turtleneck, but I'm in the house. So yes, welcome to the BYOK Live. My name is Renita. It is 8 p.m. Eastern Time, June 4th, and we are just here to just talk and rattle and kiki and have a conversation about being our own kind, because that's what this whole show is about, right? So I'm just gonna wait a minute before we get a little bit into the show and just talk. Yeah. So how's everybody's week been? I can honestly say that my week has been pretty swell, pretty good. It was mainly a 4-day week, probably for most people, because Memorial Day was Monday. Yeah, Monday. So I honestly have not known the day of the week all week. Like I've been a day behind like every day this week. But glad that I made it correctly on Friday and that I wasn't trying to stream a Friday show on a Saturday. So it all worked out, you know. So before we start getting into the show, I'm just going to play a quick commercial. That's a long commercial, but that is our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to BYOK platform YouTube channel. Actually, if you type in BYOK platform, I'll pop right up. Also, if you top, there is my Instagram and my Twitter. Please be sure to join us and just keep up with like the new content that we're publishing throughout the week. So, and always remember, in the corner, there's never an inopportune time to be yourself. Okay. So let's get this started. Because I haven't did this so long, I forgot the order. So I want to say that Keyword Re is first, and I was correct. So okay, let's get with Keyword. Let's start with Keyword Re. All right, so when we do Keyword Read, we just talk about like random things that's happening in the world, United States. Most of the stuff is in the United States, but I thought this was really funny, so I thought I'd share it. So apparently, according to Yahoo News, the name Karen plummeted in popularity in 2020. Now, you know, there's this joke, you know, about the white Karen calling the police for every little thing that a minority do. So that joke went so far that people like the name Karen is no longer like a popular name. So I just wanted to show you the chart right quick, like how it just plummeted in 2020. Like let me see, what does it say? It marks the lowest ranking on the annual since 1927. Only 325 girls were named Karen last year, compared to 439 in 2019. But really, I feel like it was starting to not really be a popular name after a while anyway. Hey, Frank the Furry, welcome to the show. Thanks for being a part. So yeah, but 1965, apparently Karen was a really like famous name. It was like 33,000 people named Karen, and probably those people in 1965 grew older and they gave Karen a bad name. Now no one wants to be named Karen. I just thought it was funny, so that's why I thought I would share it about to share that. Like I thought that was such a goofy thing to even report in the news. So let's see. So while we're doing Keyword Re, the Karens are very real out there. Yes, Jermaine. Hey, Jermaine. Yes, the Karens are very real out there. So bad that nobody wants to name their kid Karen. So I thought that was funny. Especially those, remember those them Karen memes where she had the phone on and people were like doing like little petty things and she was calling the police. Like that has been a thing. There's actually a YouTube channel that highlights people like that call the police on minorities for no reason. And I think it's called something Karen. I have to ask Derek, but it is hilarious. It's an actual YouTube channel. So I have to find it. And I'll probably highlight it because it's hilarious. So the next keyword read. So Akbar, come to find out, she was on Love and Hip Hop, and she's like a rapper or something. But she was defending Lizzo because since Lizzo has been popular, she's been body shamed. Even though now she's working out and eating healthy and learning how to like adjust her lifestyle, people are still body shaming her like 2.5 years later. So Akbar says on Twitter, I don't know, like. Oh God, I don't know like how y'all be body shaming Lizzo to keep what is she saying? Gee, y'all drove me into a surgery. Okay, gee, y'all drove me into a surgery. I felt like I couldn't make it being fat, and a part of me wanted to lose weight to be healthy, but 95% I wanted to lose weight because I wanted to win in this music industry, and I don't regret losing. It's always something. You too big, lose some weight, to do this, do that. You got to act like this. You got to say that. To be honest, none of this matter if you got a hit record. With the hit record, you can skate on ice. At Lizzo, don't let nobody drive you into depression. So I picked this because this is kind of part of our subject. I probably should have saved this for last, but she's saying that you have to look a certain way, be a certain way to make it in the music industry. And here it is that Lizzo like won 1 million awards. She had this hot song like for an entire summer and she's on top and people still finding reasons to like body shame her. So it's really not about a hit record because she's had hit records. So what do you guys feel about what Akbar is saying? Like it doesn't matter what you do to change yourself. You're never going to be enough for society because it's just so many societal constructs out there, So, she's saying that, she don't regret losing the weight, but she actually went through major surgery, like major body surgery. She like changed her whole body just to fit in the music industry, but she kind of committed career suicide last week because she talked really bad about a worker, I don't know what they call it, but a co-host on Love and Hip Hop. And I think she talked about her daughter. Her daughter is very sick, and I think Alexis Scott, I think is her name. Her baby was born at 5 months, so she's basically been fighting for her life. And then Akbar called her brain dead. But this is beside the point. The point is, she said she did all of this to change her body for music industry, but I feel like when she said that, she kind of killed her career. And it's weird that she's talking about how people are judging people, but yet she publicly talked about someone's child. So, just kind of similar to Monique talking about bonnets and she was wearing a robe. Things like that. Just saying, this is the kind of week that has been, right? So the next keyword read, I thought these was pretty quick, so I chose 3. Is about Giselle Brand. Like she's one of my favorite people on the Housewives of Potomac. Like one of my favorite people. However, she managed to marry a guy. Thanks, love. She managed to marry a guy that kind of had a lot of babies while they were married. So she has like this she has like this podcast with her with Robin, who's also a housewife of Potomac, and she gave her like 2 cents on not having a prenup when she married this guy. So I wanted to play this clip. First, I'm gonna take this.
I don't care if you got $5 and he has 17. Don't you ever get married without a prenup, okay? Because you do not know where this relationship is going financially, and finances are important, and you want to protect yourself if and when you get a divorce. You want to protect yourself, so you want to make sure that that there's no fight. We ain't fighting over money. Like I didn't have a prenup.
Oh, you didn't?
I did not.
Oh, wow.
Because
and so it was a fight.
Yeah, it was a fight.
Okay.
But like I just said, like we didn't have much. Like we grew it all together.
Right.
And it wasn't a fight like over money necessarily. It was a fight over. Well, I guess it was over money. Okay, who am I lying? Yes. Okay, so we was fighting over money.
What else you fighting over?
Okay, that's what I say to kids. But like, no, it was a fight over money, and I will. That's a never. I will never ever do that to myself a game. Okay, so mind you, speaking of.
Okay, so what do you guys think about that? Like, what do you guys feel about a prenup? Do you think that it's necessary to go into a marriage with a prenup, especially when you're marrying like a power figure? Like her husband, Jamal Bryant, is like this heavy hitter pastor. So I guess she never thought that they would fight over money, because when we get married, we're taught that, you know, what's yours is mine. You know, our money is cumulative. But then when, you know, people decide to separate, then it's a separate assets. Like, this is mine, I bought that, I got that, that's mine. You know, so it turns into a war of pretty much, you know, how much you're gonna get and what the other person is gonna get. So Giselle is just saying like, I feel like every marriage should get a prenup. So I just feel like it depends on the person. But how do you guys feel about that? I thought that was like an interesting subject to talk about. I don't have a prenup, but I know a lot of people that, you know, really, really are, you know, I'm also not a millionaire though, but I kind of feel like if I was, I still wouldn't sign. I mean, I still wouldn't have my husband sign a prenup, and vice versa. I don't think he would either. So I don't know. They always think that they will never fight over money. Right. That'd be the number one thing, because here's the thing. When you're married, you get accustomed to a certain lifestyle, you know, so now, you know, this comfortable life that you build with this other person, it's about to be disrupted. And so the first thing you think about is bills. Like, okay, we've been, you know, combining our funds together and, you know, and living whatever lifestyle it is. And now that we're separated, now it's half the money. You know, so I think that's why. And then I feel like that's like a replacement of the actual emotional war that's going on in a divorce. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? So I thought that all of that was really, really interesting. So I'm going to play some commercials that I have. I got to make some new commercials. But at the moment, let's see what commercial we're going to get into. Let's get into Lavish Looks by Miss Metchi. Okay, so I put her her website in the comments, and is www.missmetchi.com/shop. If you put in the code BYOK, you get 15% off of her sunglasses. So it's summertime and the sun is out, so get you your glasses now. She also has a men collection, so it's not just limited to women. So shop with Miss Metchi. So now we're going to get into our next segment. What's the 411? Oh, I thought I was hitting the right thing. Sometimes you gotta laugh at yourself, right? Here we go. I gotta go. Okay, so what's the 411? What do we have here? I was trying to bypass this subject, but I couldn't. So Dr. Fauci. There have been some emails that's rumored that Trump leaked out that COVID is a result of a leak in a lab. So Dr. Fauci, or Fossey, I don't know how you pronounce his name, wanted to diffuse this controversy immediately. So on every major news site online, he was trying to diffuse it and says, oh no, that's not what I was saying. Excuse me, Jesus. And so it says in April 2020, there's an email from National Institutes of Health head Dr. Francis Collins to Dr. Fauci with the subject line, "Conspiracy Gains Momentum." Now, in that email, there's a link to a news story about the coronavirus starting in a lab. What the two doctors said is unclear because the rest of the emails were redacted. They didn't think to redact the subject or just delete it altogether, but that's just me. So a few days later, an email from a man named Peter Daszak. He runs a nonprofit that provided millions of dollars in funding to the Wuhan lab I'm not going to say any of this right. Daszak thanks Dr. Fauci for saying publicly that he believed the virus started with animal to human transfer, not from a lab leak in Wuhan. Why did he thank him? So some of Fauci's critics on the right point to these exchanges as evidence that Fauci was dismissing the theory. Most recently, some of the nation's top health experts have been more open to lab leak theories as the possibility. So Dr. Fauci's response to criticism is that his position never changed and is based on science. He says he still believes it's more likely the virus came from animals, and he's not ruling out the Wuhan lab theory. Let's get on that. So it's scientific, but he's not ruling out that it could have been a mistake in the lab. It is so many conspiracies going on about this pandemic, and at this point, I guess it doesn't even matter I guess it does matter how it started because a lot of people died, but I'm thinking at this point, what's more important is stopping it. You know what I'm saying? So that more people don't suffer from this. And I know that the vaccine, is saving to prevent people from dying from the pandemic, the virus. But however, you can still get the virus if you're vaccinated. So the taking your mask off and living fancy free, that is not something that I would suggest that you do, because you still can get it and you still can get severely sick. Just because you're not going to die from it, so to speak, you still, are at risk of getting sick. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Thank you, mommy. Hey, mom. Yeah, so he stated many are mixing up the lab leak theory with another claim that China engineered COVID-19. When you look at what was done, there's nothing in there that indicates anything close to creating a virus that has great transmissibility. What is getting conflated is the broader issue of what the Communist Party will or will not do, and what Wuhan, and I think that's inappropriate conflating, said Fauci. What? I mean, it is a new norm, but I guess people are getting upset because, people are dying from a mistake in the lab. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it became a new norm because it was just totally, in my opinion, ignored. It was just ignored. So Fauci responded saying that the CDC and the NIH have had productive partnerships with respected Chinese scientists for years working on virus research. He's added it's impossible to know everything that went on in the Wuhan lab, but as a general rule, he defended the virus research being done in China. So it looks like we're still pointing at China for this. Let's just stop it. What can we do to prevent it? I guess the vaccine and wearing masks. So I feel like I kind of answered my own question, but what can we do in the future to just stop it completely, or get a handle of it like we have over the flu, where each year we're supposed to get like a flu shot. In the 1920s, the flu was a pandemic, So what can we do going forward where we could just get, vaccinated every year just to prevent this thing from happening or potentially killing us? Like, that's kind of where I'm at with it, because to be honest with you, we're never gonna know why, we're not going to know the origin of this at all. So it's just kind of like, it's not like nobody's going to tell the truth. So why is this still a subject? Like, I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. But let me get off of it, because these social medias will kick me off if I keep talking about this. So, if you haven't got vaccinated yet, I know a lot of people are a little skeptical about the vaccination. Has any of you been vaccinated? I have not, but I plan on doing it. I just don't know when. But I am continuously, staying 6 feet apart, wearing my mask. I work from home, so I'm not really around, a lot of people. But I do need to get vaccinated, because I think you get a card now, so it's kind of like your get out of jail free card, the way they're representing it or presenting it in the media. We could follow the rules and not move too soon. Yes, because everybody want to get back to normal, right? Businesses want, to get back on track. Everybody is just such in an urgency to get back to the life that they used to have. But here is the ringer. Life is never going to be the same. It's just not. Like, I see us wearing masks outside for a really long time, and it may diminish over time, but I feel like it'll still be a nice, majority of people still wearing their masks. So, but it'll be more people vaccinated too, as time, progresses. So, what are your thoughts on that? Let me drink something on that. I said a mouthful with that. Okay. Mom says, I'm fully vaccinated, still wearing my mask and social distancing. I know, Mom. My mom still, if it's a restaurant where people are sitting close together, she's not going to eat there. She's real still serious about that 6 feet. I have not. I'm not anti-vaccine, but I just feel that it was so rushed. We still don't know what the long-lasting effects can be. That's true, because didn't they have to recall like the Johnson and Johnson vaccine because it was causing like blood clots, you know? So I believe someone told me it's re-entered the market, but I'm not taking it. I'll either do Moderna or Pfizer. So nah, you can't get me to take that Johnson and Johnson. And they're handing them out free. I think Myers, if you get vaccinated, they give you like a gift card or something like that. So people are trying to find creative ways to promote this vaccination. And at this point, I just feel like the cure or the solution is more important than the origin of it, because like I said, it's not like they're gonna come out and be transparent about it anyway. So that is just my thought on it. So the last subject for What's the 411, it was really quiet this week. It was really hard to find some news. So we're gonna go back to T.I. and Tiny. And the only reason why wait a minute, Jermaine said something. The only reason why I want to get on this right quick is because I don't understand. This is why I'm saying that. So Sabrina Peterson is the one that started, that when it whistleblowed, what T.I. and Tiny like allegedly did to over 33 women and counting at this point. So Sabrina responds to T.I. saying if he apologizes in a certain amount of time, then she'll drop the lawsuit. So my problem with that is, okay, so my bad. So he apologizes, but what about the other 30 so victims that went through this? You know what I'm saying? Like, or alleged, gotta say alleged victims that went through this. So if he apologized to you, it absolves them from these crimes that people are saying that that you committed against them, and how you mentally and physically like hurt them. Like, I don't know, I'm just real confused, very 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 confused about that. So I have the video here where she's asking for this favor, and of course T.I. laughed in her face because he's saying who are these alleged victims and stuff, and he thinks he's been making little jokes about it. He even made a song about it, which was not really nice to the victims. But here's what she's saying. So let's rewind it.
Tell the truth about me. Tell the truth about what you did to me, and apologize. I'm gone. I want one dime. And here's the other stipulation. Do it within 7 days. Do it within 7 days. I don't want listen, do this, what I'm saying right now, within 7 days. Within 7 days, tell the truth and apologize. And I'm gone. Sabrina, she's done with. I don't want a dime from you or X, Y, Z. But if I gotta keep drawing this out, I gotta keep stepping away from my brand. I gotta keep stepping away from my weakness.
Now, imagine you, she brought this up, but now she says she's done with it, and she got to keep bringing up. You have to keep bringing up what you brought to our attention. Like, people, you can't just shove these allegations under the rug. You know what I'm saying?
My weed jars. I gotta keep stepping away from my mother packaging. I gotta keep stepping away from my fundraising I'm supposed to be doing. My $12 million fundraise. If I gotta keep stepping away from my goddamn desk to answer these.
Okay, that's enough of her. So what I love what this person said is you can't make allegations that serious and then turn around and drop them for an apology. So because of this asinine request, people are now judging the validity of these allegations. This is what she's done. Now people are starting not to believe her, and that she just conjured up a group of women, to say that they did these things. So she's kind of making T.I. and Tiny, look innocent, and they're saying that they're innocent. That's why I'm using the terms alleged and stuff like that, because that's what we're supposed to do. But it's like, you can't say they violated over 30 women and be like, well, if you apologize to me, then that's it. I dropped the lawsuit. I don't care no more. I mean, where do they do that at? Where do they do that at? Mom says, I'm fully I read that one. Jermaine read that one too. They seem like they are about to remove the mask mandate in the coming weeks. I plan on wearing mine at least through the holidays. I'm not going to stop wearing my mask. They've already stopped in Indiana. They have already stopped. Nope. I don't think people need to be bribed to protect themselves and others. Yeah, but that's what they're doing because people are so leery. If we still talking about the vaccine, but people are leery because it's so much controversy and so many like conspiracy theories out there. Like you don't really know what to believe. Like there's a like for instance that whole Dr. Fauci conspiracy was this week, which ironically Trump's opened up a page on Instagram. So apparently he's allowed back online. So, and saying that he's going to be president within this year, but I digress. But I'm saying like it's so many theories and so many stories around this. It's just kind of like people are like leery, like we don't trust the information that we're given because we feel like it's more than what is being conveyed to us. I'm wearing my mask for at least a couple of years. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe over time, the wearing of masks will diminish. But right now, there's gonna be a large pop. It's like I ate garlic or something, but I didn't. Sorry. It's gonna be a large population of people that are still gonna wear their masks. Jermaine, well, they're not apologizing because it admits guilt in regard. Right. So I don't know if this is like a low key way to get them to admit to admit it so they can actually get this lawsuit going. I don't know if this is like a trick and she thinks that T.I. like T.I. is a lot of things, but T.I. is very intelligent. He's a very intelligent person. He will gaslight you and he will double talk you, but he's a very intelligent person. And I just don't see him nor Tiny admitting to this. Like, that's just how I feel. Like, I just don't think that they are. I haven't gotten it, but I'm thinking about getting it only because of my career. Yeah, because you're around the children. That makes sense. And it's going to be hard to travel. Like eventually we're going to need this vaccine get out of jail free card just to travel. So it's almost like it's going to be mandatory eventually. Well, it was a conspiracy theories on COVID too. Right. It's just a bunch of different stories. I've never read the same story when it comes to this pandemic. It is so many narratives floating around. Misleading information given, and people don't trust. People are just not. I mean, it's not like we really trusted what they told us, but I think it's even worse now because one thing about the internet don't care about your secrets. It's gonna find a way to let out what's really going on. So I can't even imagine where we don't have the internet where we could just sit and learn these things because at one point people just relied on TV and what the news was telling us, but now we don't rely solely on the news. You go to YouTube and learn more about what's really going on than watching CNN sometimes. So media and the way we gather our information is different now. So you can't put the blinders over our eyes. That's why I'm like, just go ahead and just say what it is. Yes, some states are requiring you to be vaccinated before you visit. Oh, I didn't know that. I probably need to look into that. But I know that if you are vaccinated, you don't have to do certain things when you don't have to like quarantine. It's like a whole bunch of rules. If you've been vaccinated, you don't have to wear your mask, and you could go to concerts and start your life again. It was this whole PSA that I saw on. I think Biden was on it on top of that. So I don't know. So let's get into a commercial before we get into our topic of are you your own kind? All right, let's get into the commercial. Okay. So if you are looking for someone to create commercials for you or any marketing material for your business, please contact me at info@beyourownkind.com. I am your gal. So our topic tonight is, are you your own kind? So what caused this or created me to talk about this today is basically I was thinking like of the expectations that I put on myself, right? And some of those things that I put on myself, they just aren't me. Not to saying that I can accomplish. It's not even on that level. It's just on the level of it's not me. There will be some things in life that I will just forever have to work on. And that's normal because we're human. If we don't have anything to work on, then that makes us perfect, right? So it's like I feel like I set these expectations of what type of woman I want to be, what type of wife I should be, not want to be, but should be, what type of daughter I should be, sister, auntie, whatever my relationships are. And the funny thing is, no one is requiring these extra things but me. These are the ideas that I had in my head of what I should be, when in fact I am chasing the person that I feel I should be and not embracing the person that I am. And so I thought that maybe I would share this this topic with us just so we can talk about it, because I thought that it was just an interesting thought. Like I feel like sometimes we are the ones that are stressing ourselves out. We are the enemy. We are the ones that is telling ourselves, I gotta be this perfect mother, gotta be this perfect wife, gotta be this perfect whatever, when in fact that's impossible. We're human. It's impossible to be perfect. The only thing you can be perfect in is being you. It's being you. Even with the weak spots, with the strong spots, I call them hard and soft spots, it's all you. There will be some things that come easy to somebody else that doesn't come easy for you, and vice versa. And I'll just use a light example is organization. I work hard at organization, but my mom is totally organized. She organizes in her sleep. But me, what comes easy to her may not come easy to me, but that doesn't mean that I'm a faulty person. I'm just unorganized, and I have to embrace all of me because it's me. So what do you guys think about that? That's against the law to make people take the vaccines. If you're vaccinated, you can still get the virus. But I think some jobs, according to jobs, I think eventually they are going to mandate it. And I'm skeptical, but I think that's what's going to happen. It's all about the money. Yep. Thank you, Mom. Yes, I am. I am my own uniqueness. Yes, you are. And that's why we call it Be Your Own Kind, because it's like be your own kind. You don't be who your parents said you should be, or what society say you should be, or what your job say you should be. And there are so many society constraints, and we talked about this almost yesterday about the whole bonnet thing. Like, it's so much pressure put on us as a race, and different races have it. All of us seem like we have this thing where one race can get away with it and another one can't. So we already got these social constructs that stresses us out, that we feel we got to live up to. I got to make sure at work that I have to be docile. I have to make sure that my tone stays like this because I don't want to perpetuate the angry black woman. But meanwhile, I don't, and this is just an example, this is not a real thing, at my job. But meanwhile, I have to sit and take crap, because I don't want to fit into this mold of being an angry black woman, but I'm bubbling inside. I'm stressing out inside. You know what I'm saying? So things like when we put these heavy expectations on us, we just stress ourselves out, like, for real. We put too much. Yes, we do. We do. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. That's what makes us unique. And I always quote the Kanye West song, "Everything I'm not makes me everything I am." I am not, you are not designed to be everything. It's so many people, and that's the whole purpose of community. Because what I lack at, someone in my community, gain at. And that's where balance comes in. We can't do everything and we can't be everything. It's impossible. It's stressful. And yes, we do, Bernita. Yes, me now more, no more. Yeah, we're stressing ourselves out. So I wanted my friend, one of my best friends actually, Asha, she has a blog, Asha V and Tim, and we were talking on the phone, and she was like, "Man, I wrote a blog, that's similar to this. So I wanted to use this as my talking point, her blog post as my talking point as we go through this." So let me get there. And I don't know if she made it, but this was so perfect. And we're just going to read like the top portion of it. And it's called Chasing Phantom Perfection. First of all, that title is perfect and on board, because perfection is phantom. It's fantasy. It's fantasy. That's why just embrace who you are. Live your life. You don't want to spend your whole life trying to live up to these phantom expectations, or in this case, phantom perfection. You waste the whole life. You know what I'm saying? Now we are not designed to be everything. Not at all. Just be your best you. And your best you is just you being you. Do what you can, control what you can, which we already know is just ourselves, our reactions. That's the only thing we control, is anything that involves us. We can't control anything outside of us. And that's the first lesson of that. So let me start with the paragraph. I love this picture, by the way. I've been running nonstop for years. I've been chasing this ideal version of myself, trying to reach perfection that doesn't exist. Maybe it's the Virgo in me. She uses Virgo, but we can all add our signs in that, right? There are many reasons why we as women, especially Black women, being a double minority, find ourselves working twice as hard to get half as much. It's what many of us been conditioned to believe is necessary. Maybe it's because we feel like we need to prove our value, because if we aren't the best, if we aren't constantly growing, if we aren't outdoing our last accomplishment, are we worthy of love? Are we worthy of respect? Are we worthy of admiration? Are we worthy of dignity? Are we worthy of honor? And I thought that was a perfect beginning to this. What comes to my first question is, we do not need this thing scrolling. But the question is, what do you have to prove, and who are you proving it to? I don't think we need this ticker on here, though. Stop it. Let me see. All of that scrolling gonna drive me. Okay, what do you have to prove, and who are you proving it to? Is the first question. What do you really have to prove, and who are we proving it to? We're trying to prove to people that we are strong by not admitting that we need help, by not admitting that we're weak in that point. Here's the thing. Strong people, and I just saw this on the show that made sense to me. Strong people can relate when things are not okay. You're sitting there being strong and not expressing how you feel is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. But back to this point, who do we have to prove it to? Are we trying to prove it to the quote unquote not naysayers, or people saying that we couldn't do this and we can't do that? Who are we proving this to? Are we proving it to ourselves? And if we are with ourselves and we know who we are, what do we have to prove? Because we are who we are. I don't even know if I made sense with that, but you are with you wherever you go. So how are you proving yourself to yourself? Because you're one. You're not a separate entity from yourself. So trying to make a point to yourself, I mean, what do you feel about that? Like, is that possible? Is that plausible? You know what I'm saying? My mom, God rest her soul, always told me whatever I do, just to be the best at it. And that's what I pride myself to do, and be the best of me. And that's a very good example. That's a very good example. But sometimes when we're trying to be our best, we're not trying to be our best selves. We're trying to be our best, whatever we feel everybody want us to be. So when we're proving something, I don't think we're proving it to ourselves. I think we're proving it to maybe people that say that we couldn't do it. So we stress ourselves out and do things that are not even part of our personality, or not even what we want to do. There are so many people now who are quitting careers like being a doctor and a lawyer because they only went to school to get these things because that's what their parents told them to do, and they're in a job that they hate, and then they realize in the middle of their life, like, I like cooking. I've been watching Master Chef, but on Master Chef it's like lawyers and marketers and people that have high executive jobs, and they're like, but I just want to cook. But they were afraid of what others would say, and they would feel like they have failed because they weren't living up to the expectations of someone else, but they wanted to cook. And so anyone that gets eliminated from Master Chef, they're empowered to do what they want to do, because that's what the three judges do. They're like mentoring and saying, hey, this is what you need to do. They're validating that this is their calling, because they didn't have that validation outside of that competition. So when we're proving things, I think it's good to know the basis of it, or just ask yourself when you're doing something that's stressing you out and is not conducive to the life that you want, Ask yourself, what am I trying to prove and who am I trying to prove it to? And see what your answer comes up. Like what do you guys think about that? You have nothing to prove to anybody. And that's easy to say, but I feel like in a way we are all doing something to prove something to somebody. And you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like there's an aspect, there's a part of us that is doing something in our life, and it don't even have to be big, just to prove to someone something. I used to be that person that wanted to prove myself to others. Nope, no more. My best for me. Yeah, because you learn to be you learn to be your own self. You learn to be your own kind. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So let's get back to this. So she says that there are many. Wait, nope. A lot. Ilana Vazan. I can never say her name. When fixing a group of boss ladies, said Black women can be a lot of things, but they can't be weak. In our society, it feels like we have not been afforded the luxury of soft femininity, as the women of other ethnicities have. We aren't allowed to feel drained or tired or weak. In a Tyler Perry movie, there was a side character who said Black women may not always do what they want to do, but they always do what they gotta do, implying that we as Black women don't get to put ourselves first. We do what we have to do for others. We are the glue that holds this country, our communities, and our families together. But who holds us together when we inevitably fall apart? And I like that Asha said that paragraph, because I'm almost at the end of the book, the Shonda Rhimes say Year of Yes, and she mentioned she read a lot of stories about moms that had dropped their whole life, for their kid. They stopped their dreams for their kid, and how everybody admires the mother that drops her dreams for her kids. And she was like, she felt the way because she wasn't that type of mother. She said, I am the mother that go for my dreams so that I can show my kids that you can go after your dreams, that you don't have to put your dreams on hold, that you can go off, you can go off and do what you want to do and be what you want to be. She said, what is wrong with being the mother that goes after what she wants so that she can exhibit to her kids how to go after what they want? And I thought that was very powerful, because we do commend parents, and no, she wasn't giving shade to parents that do that, but she says, how come the moms that are pregnant, going to school, trying to get the degree, or the mothers who's working the 12 hours when they got the kids at home, or the mothers that's an entrepreneur, and being an entrepreneur is 24/7 with the baby on a hip and one, breastfeeding. What about those mothers that are pursuing their dreams and goals just so that they can be the prototype to their kids, that you, no matter what happens in life, you can still stay focused and persistent and live the life that you want? Like, what do you guys think about that? We say we don't, but we do. Yeah, I do believe we always trying to prove something. So Jermaine says, there's so much pressure and expectation from everyone around you. It's hard to be 100% who you want to be at all times. I agree. Your job wants you to present up to their expectations. Your parents want you to reflect their expectations. Hell, even your children. That's why me time is so important, just to treat yourself. And that is true, because if you don't take that time out for that me time, I feel that's when we lose ourselves, because we're so busy trying to prove or be whatever everybody wants us to be, but we don't set that time for ourselves. But here's another thing, Jermaine. What about setting those boundaries for those expectations, and just saying, next time you talk to mom and she's like, I'm just saying a hypothetical, but next time you talk to a parent and you're just like, and your mom is saying, well, you should do this, and we just simply say, but I don't want to. But I don't want to. Or your job wants you to present up to their expectations. So you follow the rules. But, I mean, does this fit my job description? You know what I'm saying? Like, if this said thing, does this fit my job description? I'm here to do the best job that I can do, but not enough for me to stress out when I clock out. Because when I clock out, I'm out. Well, can you stay a little longer? No, I work my shift. I'm sorry, I can't help out. And sometimes saying no is actually self-help, is self-care. Like saying no sometimes is self-care and being hard on that no. Hard on that no. When kids are all around you like, hey mommy, can we do wait. Let's do book time. Mommy gonna sit over here on this chair and I need everybody to pick up a book and be quiet. Let's give mommy 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? What about us just speaking up and saying, I can't live by your expectations today. I can't. This is a me day. I always wanted to be a good example to my daughters and my granddaughters, but I also want to always keep it real and not be that superwoman. Right. It's okay if you say no. It's okay if you can't do said thing. That is a part of self-care, and people don't take that. People take it as, well, that's just being selfish. You're not caring. You're just selfish and you're not thinking of anybody else. No, I'm self-preserving and I'm thinking of me. And today I cannot do said things. I cannot step out of myself today because I need to self-preserve. And I don't think nothing is wrong with saying that I need to self-preserve. I just don't. So I think we answered this question already. So let's do this question. Are the expectations of yourself realistic? Have you ever just sat down and wrote down what you expect of yourself, or what type of person that you embody yourself to be, or your ideal self? And if you have, and I suggest this is a good exercise because it helped me, is that really conducive to the life you want to be, or is some of that stuff stressing you the hell out? Like it's okay if they see my vulnerability and me being human and not that perfect person. And mom, that's what we love about you though, because my mom is real. If my mom not having a good day, she not having a good day. She don't care about crying on your shoulder. And what I love about her vulnerability is she's not even one of those parents that's like, who you talking to? I'm your mama. I'm the older one. She's the one that actually will listen to you and listen to reason and listen to your perspective. Like I love that about her. And even that, as an adult, parents are kind of like reduced to being your friend, like still your broke friend for the rest of your life, but being your friend. And my mom like embraces that friendship. She listens. She doesn't just come to us and just say this is how it is. Even when we come to her with our concerns, she'll listen to our perspective, because that's what a relationship is about. Mom, what you asking me to do, I can't do it. Or daughter, what you're asking me to do, I just can't do it. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. I do not see anything wrong with that. You can try, but as long as you are a body working for a corporate business, they make the rules and can make things more difficult. One morning you can come in and they have new requirements. Are we really in control, people of color? At work, corporate, no matter what color you are you really in control? No. And that's why a lot of people are jumping over to entrepreneurship. But you are right, in corporate, it is some crazy expectations and new requirements. And I guess what I'm saying is they can keep those requirements and those expectations throughout my operational hours. And it don't have to stress me out. I can follow these requirements. I can follow these, these on paper things. But for me, like when I go back to the angry black woman, but for me not being able to speak up for myself and have to talk like this and be docile when it's not a docile situation, I can't meet that expectation. I have to be me, and I have to be able to voice when I feel like I'm placed in a corner, or when I feel like I'm attacked. I should be able to be granted that liberty, because Becky has that liberty. So why can't I have that liberty? You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by expectations. Yes, when you are at a job, you do have to conform to the rules and the regulations, whether they make sense to you or not. But you don't have to conform to the social constructs that are present in that job. You don't. So whatever social construct or that they have placed on us, I don't think we should be required to meet that expectation. I think that it should be a level playing ground. And even though we say that it's hard, it's not impossible. We got to earn respect here. You're not going to lump me in. Let me express how I feel. You're angry. No, I'm not angry. I'm talking in this tone. So I'm not angry at all, because even in my mind, I know even if I'm talking like this, you are perpetuating me as an angry black woman. And I can't fit your social construct. That's what I'm saying by that, Jermaine. But you are right about that. You are, and so I guess, is my expectations of myself at work realistic? I believe it is. I mean, I don't have that situation at my job, you are able to voice your opinion. You are able to, talk about, what's bothering you and stuff. But there have been situations and jobs where I couldn't do that because I would always be pegged as angry. It doesn't matter what my tone is. I will always be pegged as angry, and that's stressful. And a lot of depression is in Black women because we feel like we can't express ourselves because people are going to peg us as angry, when really we're just stressed out because we're trying to live up to this superwoman persona. So did I say all I wanted to say on this one? Okay, I think that's it. But I do, if you do want to read the rest of this blog, let me just put this here in the comments so you guys can read it. It is really beautiful. It is really beautiful. But I just wanted to share that because it went with my question. So thank you, Asha, for letting us read that. And so have you guys answered the question? Are your expectations for yourself realistic? So the last question is, are you allowing yourself to exist? So I looked up the word self, and the definition per Google is to exist. Do you know how hard it is sometimes to just exist, to just be? Which is why I love the be your own kind, because be is a verb that you can put another word behind, or sometimes be can stand alone. Today, I just want to be. I don't want to be busy. I don't want to be productive. I don't want to be helpful. I don't want to be something to someone else. Today, I just want to be. I want to sit in the corner. I want to watch my stories. I want to do whatever I do that relaxes me. Today, I just want to be. And I don't know if you guys ever seen the musical Rent, but in one of the songs, one of the quotes is, "My only goal is just to be." And then he says, "So just let me be." And when we reach those situations where we're trying to fit this phantom perfection, as Asha said it, could we just sometimes just say out loud, you know what? Just let me be. I just want to be. What do you guys think about that? I'm learning that. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning to be. I'm not sitting here saying, yes, I've conquered being. No, I don't. I still got them expectations, but I write it down and I'm chopping it down. Nope, this one is not going to work for me. Nope, this is not going to work for me. Sometimes I just want to be, and you're entitled to just be. Existing is one thing. Yes, living is another. But before you can even do the living, before you can even go past or do the living, you first have to acknowledge your existence, because sometimes we're just living for other people. We're living to be of service to other people, to make sure this person is doing fine, this person is doing right, and then in the meantime ourselves is in the back burner. I think the first the first step to living is acknowledging your existence, acknowledging that you're human, acknowledging you have feelings, you have emotions, you have desires, you have dreams, you have things that you want to do for yourself that is disconnected to everyone around you. It's just stuff that you want to do, that you want to be. And it's okay to be stuff for other people, but please don't forget to be something to yourself. So, and before we can even go to step 2 of living, we first have to acknowledge that we exist. We have to get to know us and acknowledge it. Like that's just how I feel about that. Like, and then we can go to living, because then when we figure out our existence, then we can get into what we like, what we don't like, our dreams, our goals, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? But we can't even get into living and doing what we want to do if we're not acknowledging our existence, if we're not acknowledging that we're even here. You know, how can you acknowledge a purpose when you don't even acknowledge your presence? How do you look in the mirror every day and neglect the person you're looking in the mirror with every day, but making sure that everybody else is on point? Your existence matters too. And are you being your own kind? Are you embracing your existence? Are you waking up thanking God for you? Because you're wonderful and beautifully made, just like everybody else. What about your existence? And that's why I'm saying, are we our own kind? Do we carve out time to embrace our existence? Sorry, Jermaine. That went longer than I thought. But yes. And it's self-preservation. It's self-preservation because if we're not full, and we've heard this a million times, if this glass is empty and I have another glass here, I'm pouring nothing into this cup. Nothing. That just so happened to be 2 cups there. But how am I helping someone else when I'm not even pouring into myself or even acknowledging my existence? So I'm walking around ignoring everything that's going on around me. I'm ignoring my health. I'm ignoring things that's on my to-do list that, because when you don't take care of your health, then the people you taking care of going to end up taking care of you. You are important. You have to pour into you first. You know what I'm saying? All of that needed just me stuff. I spent the majority of my life trying to prove me to others. Nope, no more. It's about me, not being selfish, but being aware. And it's not selfish, it's self-preservation. What makes us selfish is when we neglect ourselves. Because here's the thing, we neglect ourselves and we don't have the best of health, the best of physical health and mental health, and now we're not any good to the people that love us and that depend on us. That's selfish. When you don't take care of yourself, that's a form of being selfish. If I don't take my health seriously and something happened, now you guys have to take care of me. Now I'm a stumbling block. So that's selfish of me, of knowing that I have something that I can control and I can fix, but I refuse to do it on my own pride, and then my family have to pick up my slack. That's when it gets selfish to me. Like, what do you think about that? Lisa! Oh my God, how are you doing? Hi, I must be past the being part because I get that, but I want to get to the next step, which I guess is living and enjoying the ride. And now that you are experienced, now that you know that you exist, it is a good time to self-discover what you like, what you don't like. And then here's the thing. When you find out things like that, and when you think about relationships that you have, then you set those boundaries, because now you know you exist. So you know what? I acknowledge my existence. This stuff right here, I set a boundary here. This is something that I want to do, so let me plan to do it. So even if someone is saying, girl, you're not going to be able to do that, it doesn't even matter to you, because this is something that you know you want to do, and you're gonna take every step and precaution to do it, because you've taken out the time to realize, like, this is the life that you want. This is what's conducive to the life that you want. Everyone is saying, hey, Lisa, everybody misses you. Glad you were doing well, So, and that's what Jermaine is saying. Okay, when we figure out we exist, now we need to live. So when you do figure out your existence, you do have to do something with that. So you do have to get, what was that? You do have to get acquainted with yourself. Learn yourself. What's your likes, dislikes, things like that. Because now you've entered being your own kind, embracing who you are, set boundaries to self-protect. Yeah, really. And here's low key. Not only do you need to set boundaries for other people, you need to set boundaries for yourself, to yourself. Because like I said earlier, we harm ourselves. Sometimes we harm ourselves. We stress ourselves out. So here's the thing. When self-defeated thoughts come your way, no one loves me, I'm alone, blah, 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 you have to set a boundary there and say, this is not true. I'm very loved. I'm very this. This is the whole purpose of affirmations, mirror talk, talking to yourself, reading your Bible, or reading like inspirational things, making sure that you're feeding your soul something positive. So when self-destructive thoughts come, or you have this urge to self-destruct, you have something in place, and you have a boundary there, and a safeguarded plan to protect yourself from yourself. So boundaries are not limited to just other people. They're limited to ourselves, because today we're talking about how we can be our own worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? So that's great. That's great. It is. It's self-protect from everything. Because we can be our worst enemy. Sometimes it's not anyone on the outside. It's us beating ourselves to a pulp because we're not this person we should have been at 30 and 35, 40, 45. Maybe God has a different plan. Maybe that's just not the person or the career, whatever that needed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's a passion you've been ignoring that you really want to explore. So that is the whole point of learning yourself and living and enjoying the ride. And living and enjoying the ride is doing something that you enjoy to do as well. You know what I'm saying? Or taking that trip you've always wanted to take, or just having fun doing nothing. I decided when I turned 38 that I'm just gonna have fun anywhere I go. I'm not sitting in the house on the weekend anymore. I'm going outside. Even if I'm walking in the park, it doesn't have to be anywhere special. I'm gonna go out and live my life. I'm not just gonna sit on the weekend like, man, da da da. No, I exist and I want to live a life. I want to say I live my life. So that's where I'm at. Heck, I'm 61 and it's so much more. I know. And mom lives her life. My mom has a secret life. She's all over the United States. I don't ever know where she's at. Never ever know where she's at. So you guys have any more comments? This was a really good show. Really, really good topic. And let's see. Do I have any more commercials before I get off? We can do this commercial. And this is just talking about the podcast. Here we go. Wait. Okay, the links are not actually found below, but I can be found on absolutely every streaming platform. But I do have all of the links here. Let me see if I can find it right quick. To be Your Own Kind podcast, I have interviews with very interesting individuals who are living their life. Like they acknowledge their existence and they're living their best life and living the dream. You know what I'm saying? So check that out. And I also put my 2 cent lives on there, and I also do like a mini-so where I just talk about something random. But then again, we're always talking about something random, right? What I don't understand is why that thing on my computer won't go away. Okay, so here are all of the links to the Be Your Own Kind podcast. So take a listen. Yes, it feels so good to be back. Yes, I've actually missed my BYOK lives. Now, on my last live, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I talked about I was really, really sick, but I got a third opinion from another doctor, and as you can see, I am feeling wonderful. I'm feeling great. It feels good to feel good. But this is where this whole subject came from, because I'm sitting there and I'm sick and I'm listening to what the other doctor saying is like, and it's not working. So when will I acknowledge that it's not working, and when will I put my health, when will I take some action towards my health? So that's what I did. I got another opinion, and this, my health is important, because you ain't nothing without your health, baby. You are not. So, oh, mommy. So I just want to thank everyone who took the time out on a Friday to sit and just chit chat with me. If there's a subject that you want to be talked about or discussed on the live, please email me at info@beyourownkind.com, info@beyourownkind.com, or you can contact me on Instagram, Twitter, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button for the BYOK platform YouTube channel. Until next time, don't forget to be your own kind, and also to be kind to each other. I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye.